Wow, I love that. You know, this conversation, we can talk about triumphs and tragedies all day long. But Marla, you said something that was so key, and I think we all can chime in here. I think so much it's not the measure of people that come against us. It's not even the measure of people that don't support us. Sometimes we can allow ourselves to self sabotage. It is us that hinders us. It is us that walk in fear and makes us feel as if we can't move forward. It makes us feel that we can't launch. It makes us feel all the insecurities and the doubts. So, what do we talk about when we're talking about a sisterhood? How can we, as sisters, when we realize that maybe I'm self sabotaging myself? What is it that you say to yourself, girl, get up? This is not the end of your chapter. I know many of you on here, we've been talking about divorce. I too am a divorced woman. I'm single. And so sometimes even entering into new relationships, we have a fear because of what we've gone through. Or sometimes, to be honest, we self-sabotage more connections based on what we've come out of. And I think a lot of time, if we were not validated as children, as little girls, if we weren't validated, we weren't affirmed, we weren't applauded and celebrated, we would stay in relationships, whether it's platonic or romantic, only because they're tolerating us and not celebrating us. I want someone to listen today to understand self-sabotage is worse than anybody else cutting you off. When you don't believe in yourself, no matter what your history looks like, no matter what your tragedy is, I want you to understand that self-sabotage is the death of your movement. Tanya, talk about, as a life coach, what is it that you say to individuals when you realize they are in a place in their lives where they don't believe in themselves? What do you say to them?
Well, I'm just going to and relate to them from back when I didn't believe in myself. And, I had gone through and went through things as my childhood and young adulthood and things like that, and overcome a lot of things. And when I was first called to ministry, I allowed people within the church to kind of make me believe that I wasn't hearing from God. Even though I knew that, God had called me to preach. And, and because of that fear that you were talking about, I was afraid to pray out loud and things like that, because I felt like, oh, well, I can't pray down the walls of Jericho like so-and-so. So I would get, when they would call on me to pray, I would just be like, I could do anything behind the scenes, but don't put me on the stage, kind of thing,
Wow.
I had insecurities about myself or things that had happened. And, I allow other leadership to make me doubt myself. And
be careful, Tanya. Be careful, Tanya. You about to open up a bag of worms, Tanya, and I'm gonna let you. So be careful. But we tap in here. Come on. Sometimes leaders do what?
They will make you doubt yourself, and they make you doubt that you heard from God. Like they're the only ones that can hear from God. And so, this went on for several years, and I was just under their leadership, feeding into their vision, serving in their church, knowing that God had called me to greater things. And but I would sit on the sidelines, and their vision had become my vision. And just even recently, God has started speaking to me and telling me, like, in this season, because you would not move on your own, I had to shake up some things to make you move, because you were content and comfortable doing their vision. But what about the vision I've given you? The things that I've told you to do, you keep putting them on the back burner, to do their vision. And, so that's the kind of things that I share with my clients. I'm just real and transparent, because again, like I said, if I'm not real about the things that I have done and things that I was even shameful of, but if I don't share them with them, I can't help them, because one, I'm not being true to them. Two, I'm not being true to myself. So if I don't know the answer, I'm honest, and I just say I don't know.
I want to piggyback off of